Welcome back. For this image, I was looking at Saint Thecla, and I started this one on the 14th of March. She was born in Iconium, which is modern-day Konya, Turkey, and she became a devoted follower of Paul the Apostle. After hearing him preach, she chose to dedicate her life to the church and became a virgin martyr. She suffered persecution and at one point was sentenced to death by burning at the stake, but was saved by a storm. Was also thrown to wild beasts, but they refused to eat her. Thecla derived from like glory of God, theos, or divine glory. It's possible this is like a legendary story. I can't help thinking that Kleos sounds a little bit like Cleo as in Cleopatra, where Ra would be God, theos. That K sound could be a hill. And I saw a hieroglyph of a lion in her name. Apparently it was initially like a R sound, but later became an L sound. And there was also a reed symbol in there, like the J sound, like Yah. And then the P comes from a stool, perhaps something like the seat of Ra, but I don't know. In the picture we've got this nice mix of like this blue and pink. It reminds me a tiny bit of the one I did for Antarctica, I think. It possibly looks like we're looking at a figure from the back and it's sort of, looking away from us with the pink face, and it's got one leg coming down with this funny tail. That leg that's coming down, and it's got a hoof on the end, so I think it's sort of like a cow or a bull. And interestingly, that K sound also comes from a bull, although she's depicted with the lion in her name. They use homonyms quite a lot, so I'm just going to pretend it's that. The swooshy tail bit ends up looking a bit like a seahorse, I think. Perhaps it's showing a balance between fire and water. There's lots of squiggles in there as well. On the far right of the image, I can see a female character there, sort of, I guess she's seated, but we can't see the seat. A couple of other figures in there as well, possibly a creature by her lap. There's what looks a bit like a face here on the left-hand side, left of that blue, with almost like this iciness, but you could also say that other white bit with the blue lines that I've put in ends up looking like a head as well. This bit ends up looking quite phallic when I zoom in on it, but I don't know if it is. There's a couple of characters in there with some sort of leaf or flower or something above their head, with someone stood on it. Turn to the side, it almost looks like a bit like a sleeping cow or bull. And it actually looks a bit like there's something flying up out of the water here with wings flying at the eye of the bull in a way. Upside down, that seahorse tail ends up looking a bit like a head, looking away from us with another body or head inside in the blue. And also upside down, we've got this horny person on the right hand side, possibly someone next to them with squiggles inside. And still upside down, it looks like there's, I don't know, kind of like a compressed horse face at the bottom, or still that cow face with like this horny mask that's sort of slipped off. This image is lots of fun. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe.